So for me, it's a great privilege to introduce Tim Wagner to you. Tim is really a world-renowned presenter. He is a crypto specialist. He is a life coach and a business coach. He's been around uh, gifting platforms for a very long time. He's really a well-versed person in that regard. He's got vast knowledge of internet, multi-level marketing, networking, and the list goes on and on and on. I know that Tim is at this very stage, he's busy with new courses that we can't wait to hear what it's all about. He's also a mindset specialist, somebody that can help you be motivated for what you want to achieve. So, Tim, it's a very great privilege for us to have you on this call this morning. We are recording. If I can just ask you a few questions, is that okay?
I think it's a fantastic idea. Good morning, Dr. Francois, and thank you so much for the wonderful introduction. Whenever you introduce me, I actually want to hear what I have to say, because I think, really? We forget sometimes what we've actually achieved and what we've done and what we actually do. We've all got so many different facets that we fit into our lives. So
that's true.
It was very exciting and humbling at the same time. So I greatly appreciate it. And for those who don't know Dr. Francois Engelbrecht, it's been my privilege. I've known him for actually, it feels like years. But we met originally in an office before the whole pandemic lockdown. We had an office there. When you were doing recordings for your show.
That's true.
And that's not that's actually not that long ago. It's only about 4 years ago, but it's been a great privilege, a wonderful educator, a highly experienced, knowledgeable community leader, family man, and all-around person who just says, I want to help others. And it's that passion which has attracted me to Dr. Francois to come on board and help with some of the coaching and training and presentations, which is what I love doing. So privileged to be here. It's fantastic.
Thank you, Tim. Appreciate that. So I want to ask you, and you can just answer it while you going about your business, but why do we need power gifting? Why do we need it? Why are we on this platform? And perhaps added to that, if people desperately need extra income, how can power giving help them? Is there a way that people needing desperate extra money that they can be helped? And I think a question in the most of our minds is, I don't like networking. Yeah. Why must I still invite people to this Telegram group? You keep on telling us, invite people, but I don't like it. Why must I do this? Thank you for answering these questions also as part of your presentation.
Well, I tell you what, let's talk through these questions. The presentation, I can gladly run through it by all means. So maybe everybody, perhaps I can ask this in the chat box there. Can we make this a little bit interactive? I think on a Saturday, Dr. Francois, what do you say? That we make it interactive, i.e. we ask a question, please put your comments in there, then we'll know where you're at. Yes. And also then I'll know, because everybody, almost apart from Barry, thanks Barry, your camera's on. You're welcome to keep it off, there's no obligation. But then I know you're paying attention, you're here, you're focusing on what we have to say. So would you like me to run through the presentation with you? It is available on recording. It is on the Telegram group. One reason why you want to be on there. But just put in the chat box if you want me to. If you don't, just don't write anything. And then I can also then refer to the presentation. It's only a short one, but I can then answer the question at the same time. So the chat box, if you don't know, on the bottom of your screen on the right-hand side, you've got those 5 symbols, the ones on the right-hand side. You've got the little eye, you've got a person thingy with a number of people, and then a little box. Looks like a little talking symbol that you'd see on a cartoon character. When you click on that, that's the chat box. Just type in the chat box. That's where you put your questions. So we got 1 yes already. Okay. Then I'll tell you what, if Mia, thank you very much, Mia Attitude 07, they say, yes, you would. I think one person's enough for me to run through it. So I'll then answer the questions Dr. Francois gave while I'm going through the presentation. Is that a good idea? Is that going to be work of best?
Thank you.
Fantastic. And then if you do have a question, please hold it off until I've gone through the presentation, because I might answer it while I'm chatting to you. I'm just going to turn my camera off again, share my screen. And if it's an easy one to answer, Dr. Francois maybe answer it just in the typing as we're going through. Otherwise, as you said, we'll attend to that at the end. But I also want to be cognizant of time, because I know Dr. Stefan has got some valuable things that he wants to share with us. And for those who don't know, we'll introduce you to Dr. Stefan shortly. Okay, you should be seeing my screen. Am I right?
We can see it.
Okay, it helps if I start the presentation at the beginning and not the end. There we go. Are we live?
We are.
Great, thank you very much. Okay. So I'm going to answer a couple of questions, and while I'm going to talk through this, and I'll take longer than I would normally do on the Monday evenings or even on the recorded one, because I'll also cover a couple of objections as we're going through it. And this is important for everybody to then understand the validity and the power of what we actually have here in our hands. So IRP gifting, or as we're calling this platform, because this is the first of many things that are coming, Power Gifting pre-launch, and we are in the pre-launch stage. So this is where we want to get the excitement, the enthusiasm, people on board and saying, wow, there's something really powerful coming along. And the only way we're going to be able to get that enthusiasm, that excitement, is by sharing this. Otherwise, it just becomes boring, and it's just Dr. Francois and myself having a chat with each other, which we do during the week. But on Saturdays, we like to have a chat with the community, with more people. So if you don't know my story, I'm not going to go through that now. Maybe one day we'll do recordings and chat about various people's stories. But in my journey in being in online platforms, which has spanned since started in 2016 and full-time for the last 4.5 years, I came across gifting at the beginning of last year. And when I came across it, first question I thought in my mind is, if this is as true and real as possible, legal, stable, as it's actually stated, why have I not heard about this before? And I can never answer that question. But from my perspective, maybe I just wasn't receptive. I wasn't ready. I had to learn lots of things and make lots of mistakes to understand what doesn't work and why what doesn't work, in order to understand how and why this peer-to-peer gifting platform is so powerful. If I hadn't have had that past experience of 4 years, or at that point, it was just over 3 years in online, in making great money and also having very high and expensive university fees, where I lost a lot of money as well, that maybe gave me the background understanding of why now I see this as an answer, not the answer. It's one of, and right now, an answer, and a phenomenal one. And one of the first golden nuggets, and I call them golden nuggets because I think these are very, very powerful solutions to ongoing problems that we have in online platforms or in business in general, is it's a peer-to-peer platform, meaning the money moves from person to person. Person to person. So there's no fee going to IRP. There's no fee as part of Power Gifting. There's no percentage cut. There's no monthly membership fees. So if you have, and here's an objection that sometimes people say, it sounds like one of those Ponzi or pyramids. Well, here's the great thing, it isn't, so it doesn't matter. But why isn't it? Because the platform takes no money. So it can't be, because the money moves directly from person to person, and everybody has a chance, an opportunity to receive money. There isn't somebody sitting at the top, so there's no pyramid scheme. There isn't a Ponzi, because the rewards or the gifts, we call it gifts in this environment. It's not a payment or a reward, it's a gift. The gift is sent from person to person, and it's not about somebody paying a monthly membership fee, which then pays the rewards or the benefit or the commission for another person. There is no commissions. So just knock out the park straight away, those two things. I'm not going to go through the additional things right now. We're just going to focus on what we have over here. Another golden nugget. It's only $8. So if you want to look at it from a business perspective, I'm a businessman. I've been around business for many years, hence the gray. Okay, you can't see it now, the camera's off, but I've been around for long enough and I look at things as a business. This isn't a business. It also isn't network marketing. And I'm going to talk about networking shortly. It's not multi-level marketing, as it doesn't have different binaries and different payment things and leadership bonuses on this. And it's just a straightforward gift from one to another. It is only $8 ever once or from your pocket. So from a business perspective, your risk is $8. That's it. Now, even in South Africa, where $1 is worth a lot of money, $8 with the potential of the returns that I'm going to share with you just now is an extremely small risk. And if you're sitting here saying, I don't have $8, your problems are bigger than you telling or letting on with people. Find the $8. Skip that beer on a Friday night or that packet of cigarettes. There's your $8 straight out. Good. Once off, never to be repeated. Explained that already. There's an international database. Now, this is where I believe that what we've got here with the synergy and the connection and the partnership with Power Gifting, with IRP, it's already international. Already. I have been part of other gifting platforms which are starting out and did pre-launch where they started with nothing. So here's not starting with nothing. Here's already starting with an international database. The potential in over, I believe it is 60 countries, but right now that I know the plans are already moving in over 27 countries around the world. That means the quicker you get cracking, the quicker you're going to get access to an international database and community of people. So once you're sending and receiving gifts, it is very unlikely that you'll be sending it in your own country. Why is that so important? Well, I'm in South Africa. I don't know how many people there are in South Africa, 70 million, 80 million, I don't know how many, whatever, let's say 80 million for just as a number. But how many people are there in the world? Just under, over 7.5 billion. Do you want access to a community, to a database, to a group of people just in your own country? Or do you want an access to a community and people of over 7.5 billion? Well, I know what client base or database I would want to get access to. So let's talk about no networking required. And this is actually quite legitimate on this platform. I've been involved, in other words, in other platforms, not gifting, where they said you don't have to do any networking. And when it comes down to it, yes, you don't, but then you're not actually going to get any return or make any money or make a profit if it's a business online or whatever. Or you can, but it's so small, it's insignificant and not worth it. However, in this one, it's a little bit different. You actually don't need to, because it's works on what's called a forced matrix. Now, I'm not going to go into detail on what is a forced matrix now, but the basic principle is the system or the algorithm that's been built into the system takes care of the people underneath you for you. So why would you bother sharing this? Why would you even bother joining the Telegram group? This was the first question or the second question that Doc Francois asked me. Well, let's have a look at your business that you perhaps own, a traditional business that you own, or you've got a job. And in your job, you're in sales, or you're working in a retail store, or it doesn't really matter at all what business it is. You can even be selling insurance, or you could be a secretary, or it doesn't matter. What is required within your traditional work and your traditional business in order for you to make an income?
Good morning.
Well, we just wait for somebody to mute their mics. Thank you. So what is required for you to get an income? Either if it's your own business, make a profit, or to get paid a salary. What is needed? Cash flow. Okay, cash flow, definitely. People. Well, yes, that's where the cash flow comes from. People. So even in your traditional business or your job that you have, you still need people. In fact, the more people, the more clients, the more customers, whatever you want to call them, the more shoppers that you have, the more profit your business is going to make. If your boss is more profitable, you're more likely to get an annual bonus at the end of this year, or a pay rise, or to keep your job. Without people, nothing flows. And as I said just now, without people, Doc Francois and I would just be having like a chat with each other, which we can do any day of the week. In other words, this is not just about you. This is about everybody else that you either know and those that you even right now don't know. Everything requires people. So no, you don't have to network. But why would you not? And let's break down networking. People go, oh, I don't like to do networking or network marketing. And I agree 100% with you. I've been doing network marketing. I first started, I cut my teeth in it over 15 years ago. And in doing sales of products with phenomenal products, I still use them today. But network marketing in itself, I'm tired with it. I've been burnt so many times with a platform that folded, people that followed me, and you just get so concerned and worried about it. So let's just keep it quite simple. Don't go out there, network. Chat to people. A couple of weeks ago, I went to I love speaking, so I went to a meeting, which was a professional speakers association, sat next to a young chap. We just got chatting. He then got hold of me, said, hey, we ended up by getting together for a cup of coffee. And he said, well, what are you doing? I said, it was quite interesting. I might have something for you, because he is looking for additional income streams. And I said, well, listen, I can't promise anything, but I'll just send you a quick video. If you like it, fantastic. If you don't, hey, no problem. It's been nice having a cup of coffee. So I didn't purposely go out there networking. I was just chatting, just talking. He's a phenomenal young guy. We're having he's got potential for leadership. He's got a lot to offer. He's come on board. He's really excited, and he's now sharing what we're sharing. So it's as simple as that. Keep it simple. But the basis is, if you would like the Force Matrix to work effectively for you, just being a lone soldier is not going to get you there very fast. And as I've said before, do you want to do this quickly, or do you want to do this slowly? If you want to do it slowly, just join. When we go live, register, and then do absolutely nothing. And you can do it slowly, which is what you've probably been doing all your life anyway. If you decide that you would like the results quickly because you want a better Christmas, a better end of year, you're going to set yourself up now for a phenomenal 2023. Get cracking right now and do something. This is the structure. 3 phases, and each phase is 4 levels. You're going to be guided by the back office, the system once it's live, on who you send your gifts to. You're also guided on how many confirmations must be done for your gifts that you receive. So once you register, the system will then show you who you're going to gift on your level 1. Once you've done that, the system is then going to create extra positions for you. Why is that so important? Well, not only can you make more money from it, but it's also going to speed up the entire process as it adds these different positions underneath you and underneath other people throughout the world. And this number of positions is just going to keep adding. It is capped, but it's going to keep adding. And each of them, every time that happens, you're going to take a little bit of the money you've been gifted, somebody gifted you, and you're going to put it back into the system. So creating an economy. It is very important that this remains as a gifting economy. What's important about an economy? An economy requires the flow of money. If there is no flow of money, you have what's called a recession. Around the world at the moment, they're talking about, are we in a recession? Are we going into one? Are we coming out of one? Is there a recession? But a recession is all about the restriction of money. The government makes things more expensive. It means you've got less money to spend, so the flow of money is less. You're scared to spend it, so you hold it in your savings account more, and you spend less money through fear, which is what they drive into you. So when that happens and you stop the flow of money, when the flow of money stops, that means people don't go out to the restaurant. So the restaurant owner doesn't make money. The waiter doesn't make money. The restaurant doesn't buy the tomatoes. So the guy who's growing the tomatoes, or even the guy who's transporting the tomatoes to the restaurant, he doesn't have business. And so everything just comes to a grinding halt. That's a recession. Here, you avoid a recession by receiving some gifts into your pocket, and then you gift some of it back out. Some you keep for yourself, most definitely. We're here because we need additional income streams. We need a little bit a better life. We need to release some of that tension of that, and that tension in our gut, which we all have when we don't have money in our bank accounts. You want a bit for yourself, most definitely, but you have to put some back into the community. When you do that, So the economy flows. And then you move through level 2, level 3, level 4, not going through the detail of how it does now. But at the end of it, each position that you have will net you $4,288 after deductions being other gifts that you send on to other people. You'll gift out $8 to somebody. Some people, 3 people, will gift you $8. From that, you keep some of it and you gift some of it back in. That's the flow of an economy. Cash flow in, cash flow out. As you go through stages, the 4 levels on phase 2 works on exactly the same structure as phase 1. And after all your deductions, which are the gifts that you send out, you receive money in and you gift money out. So all the money is generated through the system, which is an economy. It is all that it is an economy. $58,160. And the last level, I'm not going to read that number. You're welcome to. That's a big number. I would say I'm going to focus on there later. Not right now. At the beginning, I'm focusing at saying level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Why? Well, $4,288 is already a substantial amount of money. And when you're receiving that on an ongoing basis, as you have multiple different positions, my mind is then going to be able to grow to the acceptance or the receiving of greater sums of money. How quickly can you move through level 1 to level 4? Thank you for asking that question. So for the person who's thinking about it, I received the question. Well, how quickly would you like to go? If you own your own business and you would like to make a 10% increase in profits, how do you get there? You need more people. So then you go out and market, you go share with people, you go network, you go chat to people, you say, listen, come to my shop, come to my business. Here's a video, watch this video. It's so easy. Hey, I might have something for you. Can't promise anything. There's something really exciting going on here. I'm not going to explain right now. You send them the video. That's it, simple it is. Get them onto the Telegram group and then help them do the same thing over and over again. So stay connected. Why is it so important to join that Telegram group? We want to be able to communicate with everybody who's interested in this as quickly and as efficiently, as effectively as possible. So in South Africa, Dr. Francois has a Telegram group, I believe in many countries around the world, and I know there's people on this call from different countries. You've got your Telegram groups to help communicate with the people in your communities there, to keep them excited, to keep them focused, to give them the training, to give them the announcements of when we've got a training session, like a Saturday morning or a Monday evening with an overview. And when new people come in on the Telegram group, they can just go to the top of it where the pinned messages are and watch the training. Get the little video, the short intro videos, which they can then copy and send on to everybody else. That's where the information is shared. Watch that Telegram group. I'm not going to go through how you actually set this all up right now because it's in the development stages. Right now, we're talking about a couple of different things. But follow the system. And once the system's live, you'll be shown in detail about the rules, the terms and conditions, and how important it is to remain compliant. So I asked the question earlier on, do you want to do this fast or do you want to do this slowly? Fast, of course, Tim. I want to do this quickly. Great. Then once you've registered and the system introduces you to the person that you need to gift, my perspective is I want to gift that person immediately in the next 5 minutes. Why? Well, when somebody's turn to gift me, I would like them to treat me the same way as I'm treating others. In other words, gift immediately. Once you're going through the system and there's other gifts that you're going to receive, you're going to accept that the receipts of that. Once you have the money on the system, do it immediately. Then you're going to then gift some of it back to somebody else. If you would like to receive a gift quickly, you send your gifts quickly. Don't delay. That way, the system moves fast. Multiple gifting methods. I'm not going to go in detail about it right now. There's training about cryptocurrencies. The most effective, most cost-effective, quickest, safest, and easiest way to send money around the world, especially the small amounts of money. There's different ways we'd recommend. It is up to you. It's your call, your choice how you send it, but do it quickly. Make it easy for somebody to send you money. If somebody's giving you a gift, it's your birthday. Do you make it impossible for them to give you the gift, or do you want to make it as easy as possible? Here's the same thing. Make it easy for people to send you money. Give them the options to make it as simple as possible. And remember a few things. Number one, it's US dollar based because that's a currency which is universal around the world. We all understand, but you're going to make sure that you're gifting that person, that they receive that specific amount. If it's $8, that they receive $8, you are responsible for covering the cost of the transfer. if you receive a gift which is wrapped beautifully for Christmas, for your birthday, the person doesn't say, well, the contents are yours, but I actually want the wrapping paper back, otherwise you must pay me for it. No, of course not. You cover the cost, so you want to make sure the person receiving the gift receives the exact amount that they're due. You're responsible for the fees. But there's more training and detail about how to send money. There's various options how you do it. I strongly encourage you in your country, investigate the easiest way to send and receive money internationally that is cost effective and simple. This is why you want to act now. This is why you want to join the Telegram group. This is why you want to tell your friends. And this is why you want to be at the front to register first. If I see, as I round this off, I'm going to just go back here and stop sharing. If I see on here earlier on, I asked for people to indicate which country they're joining from. And Sajib Hussain, apologize if I mispronounce your name there, from India. I happen to know there are a huge amount of people in India. Again, I don't know how many people, but there's a lot. Would you want to be in the mix, in the line of the people joining? Would you want to be at the top before everybody from India joins and they come underneath you? Or do you want to be right down the bottom? You want to be at the top. Why? Because when they come in, they're going to move you through receiving gifts that much quicker. And as you get to understand and learn how the system works, you'll realize why that is so valuable. Be there, be quick. Why is a gifting economy? I think that's the last thing. And Dr. Francois can come back on. Where am I for time? I'm doing okay. I'm on past. Why is a gifting economy as power gifting so critical for us? I recently did an exercise in South Africa. I'm not sure if I've shared it on this community. Maybe you do this exercise for yourself. It's called, what is your personal inflation? Not government inflation, your personal inflation in your household inflation. It's very easy to work out, where you can take the prices from a period before and the prices now, and this would be of everything that you buy, be it petrol or electricity or gas or cheese or bread or milk or butter or fish or beer or whatever it is that you buy in your household. And have a look at how much the cost of things have gone up. We all know it's gone up. You can see it every time you go to the shop. This is inflation. In South Africa, we've had inflation sitting ridiculous amounts for forever. It's unfortunate just our economy in South Africa, but now the world's, especially Europe and the US, is seeing what we've had and what we used to in South Africa for so many years. In the exercise I did, there's two numbers, 19 and 17%. 19% on a small basket of goods was the average increase in prices per year, every year for the past 5 years. 19% a year is how much more your same things cost to buy in the shop. It's in South Africa. So I did the exercise in the last 6 months. We all understand what's been going on worldwide. In the last 6 months, the prices in South Africa on a basic basket of goods, of stuff we all buy in our households, has gone up by 17%. That excludes petrol, by the way. Petrol I excluded from that. There's a manipulation in the price. I'm not going to go through that right now. 17% is how much the average price of goods has increased in the last 6 months in South Africa. So here's the question of why the gifting economy is so important. Where else are you going to get additional income? Can your business, your job give you 17% increase every month? And that's just to keep on the same standard of living. We've got somebody's mic. Isak, please, your mic is unmuted. You don't mind muting yourself. So where are you going to get additional income? Where are you right now going to be able to grow additional cash flow for very low risk? Because we don't have tens of thousands of rands or $10,000 to invest. Where are you going to be able to, for very low risk, be able to share an opportunity with somebody, which is going to get you additional cash flow quickly in order to circumvent or offset that inflation price? So work it out in your household. And it's very easy to do. You go to Google and you Google a price from a period before. Just go on there, and if you were saying 6 months, go Google April 2020 bread price. Or in South Africa, they do home deliveries. You can just go to checkers.co.za and have a look at the prices of what we are now and where it was 6 months ago. Just Google it. It's very simple. Work it out what the difference is. And then when you own it in here, you'll realize why you have to do something about it today. Not next week, next month, next year, but today. And if you know what to do about it, and you know there's friends and family who are experiencing the same issues as you are with cash flow, and it's not going to get better, it's going to get harder unless you have additional coming in. This is why you share power gifting with them, because you say, I've got a solution. Join hands with me. Let's do this together. And then we can have we're not going to survive next year. We're going to thrive. Where else are you going to get additional income from? You need to ask yourself that right now. This is why we're driving so hard. And I know Dr. Stefan and Dr. Francois, maybe they got something special to share with us, I don't know, are driving the program so hard so that we can get ready fast to help not just you, but tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of people around the world, because there's no border restrictions here. Thank you very much, Dr. Francois. Did I answer the questions? And
Thank you brilliantly. Thank you, Tim. That was really exciting and motivating, and I know why I want to do this. Thank you very much. So I see there's no questions at this stage. If there are questions, we will be answering that. If you can put it in the chat box, as Tim indicated where it is. Afterwards, we will do that. But at this stage, I just wanted to say two things, and that is, please, you've got how many days before Monday evening? 2 and a little bit. Please get people onto the Telegram group. And the second thing, please don't miss Monday evening. I can't tell you more. I'm just telling you, you are on the brink of something massive. But at this stage, it's my privilege to introduce my friend, my colleague, Dr. Stefan Pienaar to you. He's got no introduction needed, but I want to tell you that he's a people person for the whole of his life. He is somebody that reached out to the poorest of the poor, living in countries that amongst the poorest of the poor people, and uplifting people all the time. He's a man of integrity. I can tell you he's a franchise specialist, setting world records there. He's into psychology, very interesting stuff. That's why he's a doctor. And he's got vast experience in selling, in sales, in network businesses, in internet businesses, in platforms. And the most important thing, he's a serialpreneur. If you want to know where next, he's the guy to listen to. So Dr. Stefan, thank you for being here, and just take us through what you've got to share with us. Thank you.
Dr. Francois, thank you very much for the introduction. I know you asked me to stick to 10 minutes, and I put everything together this morning because it's been in my head and it's turning, and I've been talking to you for days now saying, this is what I want. This is what I want the people to see. They need to feel. It's not something that was just developed, waking up one morning and saying, here it is. And everything that's coming and that's being added, it's not something that it's just an idea and we stick it in for the next minute. And I'm so thankful to have people like Dr. Francois, Dr. Corinne, and Tim, and all these people who are doing everything for you. If you had to go and create your own financial freedom now, or you want a business, you must do your website, you must do the planning, you must do the programming, you must do everything. Here we have a team of people doing everything for you. So I am so grateful for the people that are coming on board, absolute experts in the property field, in the investment field, in the crypto field. We have the people now. And Dr. Francois, I'm going to do my best. I've just got 5 slides, but there's a lot of writing, but I'm going to read through it quickly. But I think that the people will have an idea of the big picture. And at the end of all, I'm going to show you the roadmap, the step by step, where we are going to go through. And the end goal is that very big one. What I'm going to show you now in this presentation. But that is not something that came yesterday. These are things that came, although it took me about 9-10 years to develop the RP, already 30-35 years. I had this in my soul, in my mind, that I want one day to have an opportunity where I can help people. My whole life has been helping people. But in so many cases, you give the people a fish and tomorrow they must have another fish. Next day they're hungry and they must have another fish. So to have a big international business where people can come in, as you're going to see now, and follow these steps and I'm very conservative when it comes to figures. If I say to you that we have a project now, that you're coming in the wonderful way that Tim showed us now, and Tim, thank you for that. He showed us the gifting. Now, when you come in through that, this is where I take over. This is where I'm going to show you now, step by step. And if I say to you, I'm so proud, I can even get emotional from proudness to say that we have a project now that every single person registering in the power gifting will be a dollar millionaire in 1 year after he registers. And if I say that, I'm conservative because I'm just going to touch, but I'm not going to show a lot now. Everything will start becoming clear after we launch, after the gifting is launched, and we start with our presentations and we said, this is the next step. Then we'll have our training and our meetings to take you to that next step and the next step. Going through these steps with us, I can say to each and every person, whether we are 1 million or 10 million, every person coming through gifting will have the opportunity to reach his $1 million within 1 year. And it's not hard work. It's just following the steps with us. So Dr. Francois, I'm going to go through what I put together. Basically, I put it together this morning. If there's a spelling mistake, please forgive. I will go and check everything again. But this is the best way I could put it together to show all of you where you are and why it's so important to just appreciate these people like Dr. Francois, Dr. Karine, Tim, and Martin, and all these people, our CEO in America, our other anchor leaders in Ghana, Rwanda, Uganda, Ghana, Rwanda, India, and more. And there already now, I heard yesterday, there are 4 countries who want an interview to come on. So yeah, I'm sure we will be on 50, 60 countries within the next 6 months. And all those people are going to contribute to the success in your power gifting program. And they will all follow through and what I'm going to show you now. All right, so Dr. Francois, my 10 minutes actually starts now, but if it goes to 12 or 13, please forgive me. All right, can I share my screen, please? Let me see again where. Here. I must look for that button.
The block with the arrow.
Oh, yes, I got that. Show entire screen. And then I click on it, and it says share. Okay. All right. Okay, here we go. All right. First of all, I want to ask you, is this not what everybody wants? And you can answer yourself. You can answer yourself. Is it not that we all want financial freedom? Now, what is the point of financial freedom? Look what I wrote here. Financial freedom usually means having enough savings, financial investments, and cash on hand to afford the kind of life we desire for ourselves and our families. It means growing savings that enable us to retire or pursue the career we want without being driven by earning a set salary each year. Now, here is now what the IRP has wisely put together to ensure every member going through gifting, as seen as what you saw now, will have the potential to reach, as I said, the potential is there. You must just be there to reach your 1 million in the first year after a registration into the power gifting, and then following the path with us, as I will show you now. All right. Okay. Now, first of all, I just want for you to know that the center of everything is the IRP program, which I developed over the 10 years. That's the center. All these other things are now coming around it, and together they form one big plan. At the center of the RP is planned over 10 years and a world first regarding rewards, as well as 3 world firsts for businesses, guest houses, and hotels. The program will not have members, but we'll call them shoppers. Coming through the power gifting, you will be placed into the second circle of the country's anchor structure. Now, when you, in this week, we will launch the power gifting, you will register and you will fill in another form and you will be given a position for free into the RP structure. All right. And you're coming into the circle already under what we call our prestige leaders who are going to look after you. They're already there. Right. Now the next group will be placed on the third circle under you. And this is how we will grow for your shopper team. Then more businesses will join, giving their RP members a percentage reward. It's like a cashback, but they don't give it to you as a person. They divide it, the system splits it into 3 other people. And that's how we are going to spread wealth across the nation. So from the shopper team built under you, you will receive rewards from all their shopping. If you have 8,000 people, they buy all over the country at our shops. The shopkeeper will give a piece of that reward to you through our system, and you will just get it at the end of the month from the payroll company. So shoppers do not pay more. You're not going to pay more for all your shopping, but you are going to be rewarded. All right. This is residual reward income for life. So just remember that that is an income that we are helping you with. Now, let's see. Then we've registered a company called Smartbird Holdings, Pty Limited. This company was registered to be part of this whole big plan. Also, we just refer to it as our opportunity box. Right. So in here, we are going to place 4 opportunities, each with a company code for registration. Now, we don't just pluck something out of the sky and stick it in here. We are already in a testing phase with all of these. And once they are put in here, they have been tested and we know that this will make money for you. Right. The reason why we're putting them under a company code is we want to create through that a community which we want to take to our end goal, that big picture at the end. All right. Now, all 4 opportunities have the potential. Each one has the potential of taking you to 1 million, has the potential to taking you to 1 million at the end of the first year. So see, there's already 2-3 million, but I'm talking of 1 million, right? Now, we are going to have, as I said, the 4 opportunities, which I'm not going to give you the names yet. We are basically done with 3. We're busy with the last one, the testing now. And there is a big end goal now, which I'm going to show you, where we are going to take members to. So here we are going to help you make plenty money. And it's so small amount to be taken in here. So it's going to cost you. But that's why you make money in gifting. You use your gifting money to become part here. You use the company registration, you register under that, and you start making money. All right. So first one is to be a member. Oh yes, different criteria. There must be criteria you go through and ticked off for you to be taken up as a member in our big end goal company. All right, which I will show you now. So you have to, we want our members to be part in here, because if you're part in all of this, you are financially free in a short time. All right, leading up to your 1 year goal. Many of these we are going to show you why. Leave your money, and we will grow, help you grow that money to the big money in 1 year. So your life starts with a 1 year plan after you join us. So as I said, the reason for using each one has its own company link, and you register under that, and that puts you in the community. All right. Okay, so let's go now to the next one. And all right, so the next criteria. So those 4, there's your criteria. Now, very big criteria you have to go through here. If you don't go through here, you cannot go into our big end goal. All right, and that is our IRP Academy, where we have the most wonderful courses, and for you to come into the big company at the end, we at least want you to go through here. So on the next page, you will see our big end goal of the RP. For members to be there as members of that company, it's necessary that the training is needed to prepare you all to understand business and understand entrepreneurship. We have professors and doctors in there setting up the most wonderful programs. And the beauty of all is that you earn while you learn. You're not just going to do a course. You're going to make good money while you are learning. Very, very, very good money while you're learning. But once you are here, you've gone through those courses, your last tick is ticked off, and then you are allowed. So passing through the RP Academy will equip members to know more about international business, ventures, and investments that they will be involved in. Not that you are going to do everything, but you just need to know, because we are going into international business in a big, 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 big way. All right. So having passed through these criteria and being financially when we start with this last one I'm going to show you now, you will already be financially strong. You will be able to have shareholding in that big company. All right. So you see, it's a process, step by step, but we know where we are going. All right. So our next, the big one at the end, is what we are going to call our RP International Consortium company. And all of you will agree with me that for people to do things together, we can achieve much more than what each of us can do on our own. And this idea started with me when I started teaching. My first salary was 38 Rand in 1982. 380 Rand. But 6 months after I started teaching, I had an aeroplane, I had a boat, and I had a caravan. And the police investigated me. They thought I was smuggling with diamonds. And then the truth came out that we were 6 people. The aeroplane payment was 120 a month, and we each put in 20, and we were 6 owners of that Piper 180. And then we had a caravan, but there are only 4 holidays, so we had 4 friends. Instead of sitting with my caravan for the whole year in my garage and me using it, we had 4, and we had a holiday each a year, and we were paying like 7 or 8 Rand for the payment, sharing. So by sharing, I already in that part of my life saw that you can have what you have if we just are willing to share and willing to work together. So the fact is, the more the money of a few people together can make more than what one can do as their own. And now we want to do it on a structured way, where we have this company, and then the RP is having we have top qualified people in the field of property development, franchising, of which I consider myself as a thing, because I currently hold an unwritten world record of having set up 540 franchises on my own. All right. So I know franchising, and I can get together with these other people who know, and we can set up any franchise opportunity we want, start it in a country, and then build it out internationally. That we can do if we have people working together in a consortium. So our idea at this stage, and we have people who know about diamond and gold and platinum investments and many other fields. So we have that. To have a company with our own lawyers, our own auditors, everything structured, everything legal, and for me to have money, and I can buy shares in that company, and when that company wants to start an international franchise business, they say to me, because I'm in this company, because I qualified. I have the money now, and I qualified. If they say, right, we need 500 people to do this, and we need $50 million, then we all club together. We do it legally, we get our shareholder certificate, and we make money. Money makes money. So this is the end goal of everything what we're busy with. International businesses involving millions of dollars of development will be put forward, and from all members who qualify to be in this company will form consortiums and become shareholders in that venture. I've already contacted with an organization in Dubai They have about $3 billion, and they look for people like us. They look for entrepreneurial companies like we have. If we take a project to them, we put it on the table, it's a 60 million project. Let's say Carlos made for us a business plan for international development for some property, and I take it, or Dr. Francois and me, or a team takes it to Dubai, we put it on the table and they approve it, then they add another 60 million. And they help us to get that project off the ground, and they take a 17% share. I'm in contact with them. So the future is so beautiful. And if you care about other people, get as many people to come in, because this is their ticket to financial freedom. All right. So please, on Monday evening, we'll make some announcements, which is going to be very exciting. So if each of you, I don't know how many are on the call tonight, Dr. Francois, but if everyone here just invites 10 people, we'll have 200-300 people. Rwanda's gearing up to bring on Monday 200 or 300 people. So, Dr. Francois, that's all. I think I've gone over my time, but I tried my best.
Thank you so much, Dr. Stefan. We really appreciate, and I think all of us are excited people. We are not going to discuss this now. We are really closing out our platform now. But please bring the people on board on the Telegram group for the RP gifting, for the power giving, and be there on Monday evening. Don't miss it. If you miss it, oopsie, you will be so sorry. So this is just a start. We will build this out later on so that you can understand everything. We just wanted to whet your appetite. Thank you for your Saturday morning and